going on, people? This is your blind buddy. Yep. Coming at you again with some of this here. I call it bipartisan, nonpartisan, neutral party commentary, precisely because, I can say I'm a native from this place that we call the USA, a true native, because I got generations of people that go back generations upon generations upon generations. So I feel like, as an American citizen, with what they call an American citizen, and as far as what they call it, I'm just a person that's here in the midst of all the camaraderie, you know what I mean? and just by being in the midst of all the camaraderie, it just gives me, some commentary of what's going on around me. Just like everybody else on this planet, you got something going on around you. A lot of us are aware of what's going on around us, and a lot of us aren't, I'm just one of them that is aware of what's going on around me. And I'm just a neutral party, so I want everybody to know. Before I get any further into my commentary, I'm just a neutral party that speaks of things that goes on around them. As a neutral party, I feel like I do have the right to be that way. And as be doing so, being in this country, I know that there's people that do things that they do for whatever reason they do it, and people have to. Everybody, there's a lot of people involved in it. It's what's going on in this country here that we know now. The country that I've always known, it ain't the same because of what's been going on in it. And it's because there's a group of people, there's parties, I'm not gonna call anybody's name because, the truth is what the truth is, and there's people that know the truth to be what the truth is supposed to be. And those that get mad will know that I'm telling the truth because they are the ones that I'm talking about. And it's the reason for all, they're the reason for all the mess. All the immigrants being over here and all the fighting and the protesting and all the stuff that's been going on in the country. And, people are trying to blame somebody, find somebody to blame for all the chaos that's going on over here. We all, if you from this country, then you know about the welfare system. That's how you get people here. That's how you get people, period. And this system was created, and this system has always had a big pile of money in it, you know what I mean? And this pile of money has been, we have a group of people that over here also that likes to invest. Because, I'm one of those that believe investment is how you save a place. You invest in the people that's there. You don't take and spend what you got on people that not even here in order to make money. That's like you take your money and throw it in the fireplace and, hope you're going to make some money out the chimney. Don't make a whole lot of sense. So all the people over here that's immigrants, man, I'm going to tell you as a nonpartisan person that's from this country, you've been tricked, man, by this very system of people that drains the system of the finances that you're being paid to be over here. You've been tricked. I don't care if these people get mad at me, because I'm one of the people that, that suffers, part of the people that suffer because of what's been offered to you by these people that got you here under trickery. All of us live a life full of tomfoolery because we all chase a dollar. and we try to survive off of making a dollar, which leads us to just tomfoolery. But it's the trickery that's involved in the tomfoolery that we all have to be involved in. The trickery is what you have been a victim of. It's the trickery. And with all the offering of the benefits, this money, you got to understand, people, if you are an immigrant that's in this country, you come from another country, you got to understand those funds that you are living off of that makes you think that you're in a land of milk and honey come from the people that are already here. And you're taking from them. And you're thinking that you've come to a land where, whatever your God has promised you. I mean, that's why this is crazy. You're actually being locust. You don't understand what I'm saying if you want to be on a biblical term about it. You come to a land where people, had their own living and you have drained the pot. You're draining the pot from which they have been saving up for themselves to live. And you're coming over here and taking for yourselves. And it's not fair. You're coming over here illegally just to do so. And all this is based off of promises made to you by this group of people that do all the trickery in order to, present their own agenda. And they'll support anything. They don't care what it is, who it is. And they play on people's ignorance. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not ignorance in the manner where I'm being insulting. It's just for lack of knowledge, If you don't have lack of knowledge, if you got lack of knowledge, somebody can hold anything out to you in front of you and tell you what it is, and you'll believe it. See, people like me know who these people are over here in this country, and if you're not from this country, you don't know who these people are because you've been tricked by them. And it's a party. You don't understand it's a party. That's why I'm nonpartisan. I understand what the deal is when it comes to morals, and when you come from another country, your morals should follow you. And your morals over here in this country have shown to be less than moral. Have been shown to be vigilante, vindictive, chaotic, and it's things that this country shouldn't, never stood for. I don't see why it ought to be over here, because, I've never seen the things that happen over here happen, And, these things I've seen happen over here happen in the countries where the people that are actually here from those countries are now. So you just brought your bad behaviors over to someone else's house. And now you're destroying someone else's house with your bad behaviors, as if you're entitled to destroy someone else's home with your bad behaviors. This shows that you have poor home raising, and you need to listen to someone other than the way you've been taught. You're not entitled to anything over here in the country where you've been promised by people that don't have the right to promise you these things. If you're religious as you say you are, if you're godly people that you say you really are, then you should understand from a godly standpoint that someone like me, I know I'm a child of God, so, if you don't think I am, then you'll be mad at me because you think, who would I be representing? I'm talking from a nonpartisan, a neutral place. I'm a godly person just like you claim to be, but you don't see me in your country fighting for a place to stay. You don't see me in your country over there kicking down your door telling you, I'm not doing that. So you shouldn't be over here doing that in a place where, you're not entitled to it. I'm just saying. Fair is fair. Good is good. Wrong is wrong. Right is right.
That's right.
So if you claim to be right in what you think you're doing, then, you're wrong. Sorry. Yeah. That was the reason that everybody is from where they are. I mean, it's not me being racist. When you're being tricked by people that say unity, look at what you can tell that's a lie because nobody gets along. Mm-mm. So everybody's fighting, but everybody's claiming to be unified. You got to be kidding me. This is why you should go back home, because it's clear that you've been lied to. There's no unity in what y'all claim to be unified in. So that's why, I stand with the president that's in office now. You should just go back home because you've been tricked, man. I mean, that's just I feel in layman terms, is he's trying to tell you, look, I'm being nice. You've been tricked by some people that that shouldn't have been telling you these things, and you should understand that you've been tricked, and you should be grown up and mature enough to understand that it's time for you to go. That's because especially if you forced your way over here, you know what I mean? What are you trying to say? You're trying to claim, you're pretty much proclaiming invasion especially when you come illegally. Mm-hmm. And when you come here and you treat the people that's here as if they don't belong here and it belongs to you now, then you're just as bad as those that come over here and do crimes. Yeah, you don't come to someone's home and look at them as if they have no business being in their own home. Yeah. You have to understand, proper etiquette when you visit someone's home. You don't come to take over. This is not your country. It gives you the right to think you're entitled to it. This makes no sense. It's disrespectful. It's very, very disrespectful. And this is coming from a nonpartisan place, You're very disrespectful people, I don't understand. Look at the disarray that you put our country in, what you think you're entitled to. I've been in this country all my life, and and the places where you guys come from, I've always seen you guys fight like you fighting over here on TV in your own country. So all you did is bring your morals and bad attitudes over here in a place where I'll have to see things that I've never seen before, and thank goodness I'm blind. I got to hear it. All you guys are doing is causing chaos in a place that's not even your home, and calling yourself citizens. You got to be kidding me. Like I said, I put this out, I'll let you know. Regardless of what party is in office, I support the president because I understand why he's doing what he's doing. Regardless of and the people that don't like him are the people that ain't even supposed to be here. Those are the ones that's standing up the loudest. Because they ain't more immigrants standing up against the president than people that are actually from here. Now how's that? You got some more immigrants that's given the right to think that they citizens, and now they standing up because they got these false identification cards, giving themselves a false sense of authority because they got a card that says they're a citizen. They don't know anything about the country. Don't know anything. The only thing they know is they're missing out on some money that they was promised. Yeah. And now somebody like me say something. Oh, he's a racist. He's not into unity. And then you wanna fire off your mouth hounds and try to tear somebody down that's simply just telling you the truth. Because like I say, I'm coming from a nonpartisan, neutral place. I'm from here. Where are you from? I've had to watch and experience what your behavior is because it's I've never had to experience it before. Your arrival. I've always experienced on television, on the news. You guys always in the news because you're always fighting over something. Now here you is over here fighting over something else that don't belong to you. You know what I mean? It's all you do. I don't care where you're from. If you over here in this country and your people are raising a stink, this is what you do everywhere you go. I'm just speaking from a non-partisan place. And you can talk what you want to about people that look like me. No, you ain't gonna see too many. You ain't gonna see nobody that look like me raising a whole bunch of us raising no stink in your country. Cause people that look like me from this country, we can't afford to travel like that. So there you go with that. You know, those of us that can, it ain't a whole bunch of us. I can guarantee you that. It's just very few. So I speak from experience. I'm what they call a true native from this country, a true native. So, and I ain't finna get in no argument with nobody about no contextual, scriptural, baccalonial, bamooba, whatever the hell you want to call it. I know my roots and I know where I'm from, and I understand what's done started happening and what's been happening in this place, and it need to come to an end all together, or, you know, get together and have a new beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, can't nobody seem to understand that needs to happen first. Everybody fighting over what they think they're entitled to. And the ones that fighting over it ain't even from here. Damn. And can't nobody, in America, y'all can't understand what's going on? Shit. I'm blind, man, and like you said, you got to be kidding me if you don't see it. But I hope you do after this. That's why I'm sending this in one direction, and that direction, no, it's the right direction to go. Cause you know, you can party all night long. You can party one or two ways, but I know ain't but one way. Cause ain't but one part of this know I'm telling the truth, and the ones that know I'm telling the truth, you're gonna find out. Yeah, and like I said, it's your blind buddy. I tell it as I smell it. I go outside and I yell it. I don't care how you feel about it. You can come and get it. Because it is what it is. I'm just here until I ain't no more. I'll come outside anytime I feel like I can let my mouth go. And I'm going to let it fly. Because I'm free to do so. Because I'm American. I'm American. Because I can. Blind buddy out.